Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely pumped to unpack this one for you because, let's be real, the landscape of YouTube automation has fundamentally transformed. We're looking at the definitive 2026 reality for faceless channels today. And I want to establish a core truth right up front, before we even get into the weeds of the data. In 2026, the exact niche you select matters way more than the quality of your editing tools. Period. Literally, two creators using the exact same software stack are going to see completely different results, and it's based solely on the market they decide to enter.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We're covering 5 critical areas to give you the exact blueprint for building a resilient, faceless channel. The 2026 automation reality, our top 3 engagement niches, the essential tool stack, avoiding the copyright trap, and finally, winning the satisfaction algorithm.
All right, Section 1, the 2026 automation reality.
Look, if you're operating on a playbook from 2024 or even early 2025, you are already behind. Virvid AI recently put out a massive reality check, stating bluntly, lazy automation is dead. Back in July 2025, YouTube dropped an update targeting inauthentic content that just sent absolute shockwaves through the automation community. Mass-produced, template-based videos with zero human input. Yeah, those are explicitly banned from monetization now. Now, this doesn't mean AI is banned, not at all, but it means you actually have to provide creative value. You've got to use AI as a production accelerator, not a complete replacement for your own creative direction.
Now, what's really interesting about this shift is how the requirements to actually make money have adapted. We've got a dual-path system now. You remember the old path, right? That grueling climb to 4,000 watch hours, which basically required a massive grind on long-form content. But the new path? 10 million shorts views in 90 days. And while that sounds like a crazy big number, for high-engagement, faceless shorts channels, it is significantly more achievable. This shift makes shorts-focused faceless channels incredibly viable right now.
Moving right along to Section 2, Top 3 Engagement Niches.
Hitting those new monetization numbers isn't about working harder. It's all about working smarter. Like we said earlier, identical AI tools yield wildly different financial results based solely on your market. So, what are the top 3 high-engagement niches actually dominating 2026? What's really working right now? Let's reveal the most lucrative corners of the platform, starting with the absolute fastest grower.
8 times, an 8x growth multiplier since 2023. That is absolutely not a typo. That massive surge belongs to our very first high-engagement niche. And that niche is vertical microdrama. Analysts are calling this the Universe 2 drama boom. We're talking about 60 to 90-second scripted fiction episodes posted natively right to YouTube Shorts. Yes, even secret revenge tropes and billionaire romance stories are pulling in massive numbers, primarily targeting women aged 25 to 55. And what creators are doing here is just brilliant. They use aggressive cliffhangers, literally every 60 seconds to keep you swiping to the next part. They earn directly from Shorts ad pay, or they use these videos as funnels to drive app installs for streaming platforms. It's a completely scripted, highly bingeable format, and it is just exploding. Next up, we have a staggering figure, a 5x upload volume growth compared to the 2023 baseline. This brings us to our second category.
This is AI revenge and betrayal narration. These are long-form, 20 to 60-minute faceless videos. They use incredibly lifelike AI voices, dynamic kinetic typography, and stock footage to narrate dramatic workplace conflicts or, those classic Reddit-style betrayal and pro-revenge stories. And look, without endorsing the drama itself, we have to look objectively at the analytics here. This format captures intense emotional engagement. Because the production costs are so low, but the watch times are so incredibly high, these channels operate with highly asymmetrical profit margins. Viewers will literally stay locked in for 40 minutes just to hear the satisfying conclusion of a workplace revenge story. It's wild.
And finally, we have a steady 2.5x growth multiplier. While it's slightly lower growth than those first two, it represents an incredibly stable, highly profitable corner of the market.
So the crucial point is, this is legal and court commentary. It falls into what analysts call Universe 1 drama, meaning commentary on real-world events. These are long-form recaps of trials, celebrity lawsuits, and court cases. The big takeaway here is the demographic. Because the audience for these videos tends to be older and a bit more news-adjacent, they attract really high-paying advertisers from the finance, insurance, and legal sectors. And that results in massive RPMs, meaning the amount of money you actually make per 1,000 views is exceptionally high compared to your standard entertainment content.
All right, Section 3, the essential tool stack.
So now that we know what to make,
how do we actually make it efficiently without wasting a ton of money on overkill software? Which stack is right for your budget? Well, we've got 3 tiers that successful creators are leaning on right now. The budget stack is about $47 a month, utilizing tools like the Virvid base plan, Canvas free tier, and ChatGPT free. It is absolutely perfect for beginners who are pushing out high-volume shorts. Then you have the mid-tier stack, which is kind of the sweet spot at about $78 a month. This upgrades you to ChatGPT Plus for better scripting and maybe 11 Labs for those premium voices, which is ideal if you're mixing shorts and long-form content. Finally, the premium stack sits at $180 or more per month, utilizing advanced tools like Runway ML, DaVinci Resolve, and Claude Pro. But hey, I have to warn you right now, do not buy a premium stack before you validate your niche. Start small, prove your channel can actually get views, and then reinvest your earnings into better tools.
And this brilliantly illustrates the secret of successful faceless creators. They do not make one video at a time. Doing that is just a recipe for burnout. Instead, they use a 2-hour batch production system. In a single, focused sprint, they script for 20 minutes. They generate the video and voiceover for 70 minutes, spend 15 minutes knocking out a batch of thumbnails, and then 15 minutes scheduling all the uploads. Using this system, you can produce 5 publish-ready videos in just 2 hours. That is the exact level of efficiency you need to succeed in 2026.
Section 4. Avoiding the copyright trap.
Okay, I need you to pay super close attention here, because this is the single biggest threat to any automated channel right now. A huge mistake new creators make is assuming that just because footage is on a free site, it's somehow safe for commercial monetization on YouTube. Guys, it is not. Safe zones include Creative Commons Zero licenses, the official YouTube audio library, and paid subscriptions like Epidemic Sound. But look at these dangerous zones. Free for personal use absolutely does not mean commercial use. Taking no copyright music from random sketchy YouTube channels is a massive trap that leads straight to Content ID claims. And definitely beware of AI-generated visuals that accidentally recreate copyrighted brand logos or celebrity likenesses. It happens more often than you'd think.
Because if you get this wrong, the consequences are severe. 3 copyright strikes equals permanent termination and the loss of all your revenue. Let that sink in for a second. Copyright ignorance will instantly destroy all the incredible hard work, the batching, the niche selection, the whole shebang. Everything you've just learned how to do will literally vanish overnight if you cut corners on licensing. Keep it safe.
Let's move on and see how this builds into Section 5, winning the satisfaction algorithm.
Getting past the copyright bots is really only half the battle. The other half is surviving YouTube's newest algorithmic update. You absolutely need to understand the watch satisfaction score. This is a post-2025 metric that YouTube has integrated deeply into its recommendation engine. They are pulling data from viewer surveys and really complex behavior patterns to prioritize genuine audience enjoyment and long-term trust over those cheap, fleeting clicks. To win in 2026, you can't just rely on clickbait anymore. YouTube is actively measuring if people actually feel good after watching your video. Do they trust your channel? Do they return? You have to build positive viewing habits. If your AI script feels robotic, or if your thumbnail promises something the video doesn't actually deliver, your satisfaction score plummets and your channel's reach is going to get throttled hard.
Which brings us to our final thought for today. I really want you to ask yourself, is your channel built for fleeting clicks, or are your viewers actually satisfied enough to trust you long-term? Challenge yourself to rethink your automation strategy right now. Bring real creativity to your workflow, respect your audience's time, and you are going to thrive in this new era. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer, and honestly, I cannot wait to see what you built.